Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world today. Good morning. Happy Winning Wednesday, Winning Wealthy Wednesday. I'm Tia Rogers to take care of your health, save, invest, and grow your startup business mentor. This morning, we're going to be talking about addressing poverty, economic scales, and wealth building within different social stratas, from poor to the elite. This topic requires a nuanced approach that considers principles, morals, values, ethics, and KPIs, which is the key performance index, um, as it pertains to personal growth and development. So we're going to delve into it, um, how it all intertwines across different economic classes. Okay. So poverty and the economically disadvantaged. There's ethics and morals, wealth building principles, personal growth, and credit worthiness and legal services. In poverty and the economically disadvantaged, focus on empowerment and providing equal opportunities. Use the economic inclusivity index and empowerment ratio to measure the effectiveness. Educate on basic financial literacy, savings, and low risk investment opportunities. Implement programs that encourage skills development and self-sufficiency. Provides access to microfinances and legal aid services tailored to fit those in poverty. And we discussed in our earlier class that we had, where poverty doesn't necessarily mean that you have no funds. It just means that you have funds, they're just low funds. So it's really how you allocate them and what you do with them. But those key aspects that we just talked about, focusing on empowerment and providing equal opportunities, looking at the economic exclusive index and the empowerment ratio to measure the effectiveness of it, which means that you hold some responsibility. So we want to educate on financial literacy, savings, and low risk opportunities, as well as implement programs that encourage skills development and self-sufficiency. Providing the micro finance and legal aid services tailored to uplift those in poverty. Middle class, there's the ethics and personal growth, there's wealth building, there's net worth and credit worthiness, and accessibility to services. So here we emphasize ethical compensations. Hold on. Here in the middle class, is emphasized ethical compensation, consumption. I don't know why I want to keep saying compensation. Emphasize ethical consumption, investments, and balanced growth. Apply the life balance score and personal development index. And I said, if you joined us live this morning, you can look these scale, the exclusive index, as well as the life balance score, personal development index. You can research them for yourself to get the numbers, to see where they fall. Middle class focus on education and diversified investments like real estate and retirement planning. Encourage the middle class encourage practices that improve credit scores and net worth, like responsible borrowing and debt management. This ensures affordable and transparent financial and legal services. Now let's look at how it applies to the social lights and the upper middle class. Their categories falls into morals and values and wealth accumulation, personal development, credit and legal services. So here, social responsibility and ethical investment is encouraged as well as promoted. Monitor with the transparent transactions percentage and sustainable investment score. You foster a culture of continuous learning and personal enhancement. Provide advanced financial planning and legal services, focusing on wealth preservation and growth. How does it apply to the elite? Well, we're looking at ethics and social responsibility, wealth management principles, personal growth and success, exclusive services. So, the elite advocate for philanthropy and responsible wealth management. Use the community engagement score and responsibility fulfillment index to see how that goes. Focus on legacy planning, charitable trust, and sustainable high impact investments. Encourage stewardship, mentoring, and broadening community development initiatives. Then there's high-level financial, legal, and consultancy services tailored for complex asset management and protection. So across all classes, when you look at the KPI integrations, use the KPIs like the improvement opportunity identification rate and strategy implementation success rate to track progress and adapt strategies across different economic social classes, across different economic scales. Ethical and moral foundations. Ensure all wealth building strategies align with ethical and moral principles, regardless of the economic status. Accessibility and exclusivity. Strive for exclusivity in offering services and opportunities, ensuring that ethical wealth building ensure that ethical wealth building is accessible to all societal levels. As we're implementing these strategies, it requires a deep understanding of the unique challenges and opportunities each economic class faces. The goal is to create a system where ethics, personal growth, and wealth building are interlinked, leading to a more equitable and prosperous society for all, with a focus on lifting those in poverty towards greater economic stability and success. So let's get into this as we discuss ethics in the context of personal and professional growth, wealth building, and community development, as it's a vast and multifaceted topic. So we're going to try our best to break it down to you in several key areas. So let's look at the personal and professional ethics. We all have them. These encompass the values and principles guiding individual behavior. In personal growth and wealth building, ethics play a crucial role in decision making, ensuring actions are aligned with one's moral compass. Ethical conduct in business fosters trust and long-term relationships, which are essential for economic value and empowerment. When we're looking at it from the economic value and empowerment perspective, ethical practices and economic activities contribute to empowerment at both individual as well as community levels. Ethical business models and market structures prioritize fairness, transparency, and inclusivity, supporting sustainable growth and reducing inequality. How does ethics and family and community dynamics work together? Families and communities function best when there are shared understanding of moral values and principles. Ethical foundations in these units contribute to a supportive environment that nurtures personal and collective worth. When it comes to business model and a market structure, Ethical considerations is business models, involve fair labor practices, responsible marketing, and genuine customer engagement. In market structures, ethics demands an equitable access to resources and opportunities, promoting a healthy economic environment for all participants. On the financial aspect and wealth building, ethical wealth building involves transparent financial practices, responsible investment, and a focus on long-term sustainable growth. It's also about ensuring that financial success does not come at the expense of others' well-being. Then we're looking at personal accountability and shared responsibility, because we all have a personal responsibility in ethics and we have a shared responsibility in ethics. So ethical living requires individuals to be accountable for their actions and decisions. Similarly, communities and organizations must embrace shared responsibility for ethical standards and practices. You want, you, how do I say it? Measuring and tracking the progress of ethics in these areas by utilizing metrics to assess growth and regression in these areas is vital. The poverty scale and other social economic indicators can help measure the impact of ethical practices on personal and community development. Improvement strategies. We want you to identify areas of weakness and implementing strategies for improvement, as they are essential for continuous growth. This involves both personal introspection and community engagement. And how does this apply to the algebra of life success? The concept of 1.6181, or the global ratio, symbolizes balance and proportion in various aspects of life. Applying this to personal and professional growth suggests striving for a harmonious balance in all endeavors, which is essential for a fulfilling life and lifestyle. When we talk about from the womb to the tomb perspective, this holistic view emphasizes the ethical considerations and personal growth are lifelong journeys. Every stage of life offers unique opportunities for development, and it's crucial to embrace these in pursuit of a well-rounded and fulfilling life. Incorporating these principles into a business model like our course, How to Win a Life and Win in Business and Love What You Do, can help guide individuals towards not only economic success, but also personal fulfillment and ethical living. Balancing economic goals with ethical practices ensures that growth is sustainable, inclusive, and genuinely enriching. So as we are looking at economics, ethics, the between classes, and incorporating the key performance indicators into the ethical frameworks we've discussed, it can help in effectively measuring and tracking progress and personal as well as professional and community growth. So let's integrate KPIs into these areas. So when we're looking at personal and professional ethics as a key performance indicator, integrity index, okay? A self-reported measure of adherence to personal values and decision-making. The stakeholder feedback score is regularly surveys or feedback mechanisms to gauge ethical perceptions among colleagues, clients, and business partners. When we're looking at economic value and empowerment as it pertains to KPIs and the empowerment ratio, the proportion of decisions leading to positive community impacts. The Economic Inclusivity Index, these metrics assessing the diversity of individuals and groups benefiting from economic activities. Family and community dynamics as it pertains to the KPI, key performance indicators. Community engagement scores, level of participation in community building activities, family cohesion index, regular assessments of family unity and supportive systems, and as is business model and market structure KPIs, ethical compliance rate, adherence to ethical guidelines and standards in business operations, market fairness score, evaluation of pricing strategies, market access, and competition fairness. The financial aspects and wealth building and KPIs, transparent transactions percentage, proportion of financial dealings that are fully transparent and ethical, sustainable investment score, extended to which investments are in sustainable and socially responsible ventures. When you're looking at personal accountability and shared responsibility in the KPIs, responsibility fulfillment index, it's a measure of how well individuals and groups meet their ethical commitments. Accountability score, regular assessments of personal and shared accountability in various settings. Measuring and tracking your progress with the KPIs. Ethical growth rate, change over time in ethical behavior as well as practices. Social economic impact measures is an analysis of how ethical practices affect social economic indicators like poverty levels. Improvement strategies in KPIs, improvement opportunity identification rate, frequency and effectiveness of identifying areas for ethical enhancement. Strategy implementation success rate, success of implemented strategies and improving ethical standards. Now, the algebra of life success KPIs. We look at the life balance score. So the life balance score gives us an assessment of how well individuals balance various aspects of their lives in line with the golden ratio. Personal development index continues tracking of personal growth and development. As it pertains to the womb to the tomb perspective, KPIs, lifelong learning score, measurement of ongoing learning and development throughout different life stages, full life fulfillment index, periodic evaluation of overall life satisfaction and fulfillment. So by incorporating these KPIs into your business model and personal and development programs, you can create a structured approach to monitor and encourage ethical behavior, personal growth, and community empowerment. This structured approach aligns with our goals of our brand awareness as we're engaging new consumers and enhancing product sales through a holistic and ethically guided business strategy. Integrating the ethical framework and the KPIs discussed into financial life management can create a balanced and responsible approach to handling various aspects of personal and business finances. This includes managing lines of credit, personal loans, student loan refinancing, auto loans, business funding, and high yield savings. Here's how this comprehensive approach can be applied. So lines of credit and personal loan. Ethical borrowing principles. Apply personal and professional ethics when deciding how much to borrow. Use KPIs, use the key performance indicators like the integrity index to ensure borrowing aligns with your values and capacity to repay. Responsible repayment plans. Create repayment plans that are economically viable and fair. Use improvement opportunity indications rate, KPI, to regularly assess and adjust repayment strategies. When it comes to student loan refinance, right? Economic empowerment consideration. Refinance student loans with a focus on long-term economic empowerment, not just immediate relief. Measuring this using the economic inclusivity index. Long-term financial health, KPI. You want to track the impact of refinancing on long-term financial health using indicators like sustainable investment scores. Auto loans, community impact assessment. Consider the community and environmental impact of the vehicle being financed. Community engagement score can be a useful KPI here. The total cost of ownership analysis. Use ethical and financial KPIs to assess the total cost, including environmental and social impact costs of owning and maintaining the vehicle. When it comes to business funding, ethical investment criteria. Ensure that business funding is sourced from ethical channels. Use ethical compliance rates and market fairness scores as KPIs. The empowerment ratio. Evaluate how the business funding will contribute to personal and community empowerment. When it comes to high yield savings, we're looking at sustainable saving strategies. So choose savings accounts that offer competitive yields without compromising ethical standards. The transparent transactions percentage can be guiding the KPI. Personal growth and wealth building alignment. Align saving strategies with personal growth goals measured by the Personal Development Index. When it comes to general financial management principles, we're looking at balancing financial decision making. Use the life balance score to ensure that financial decisions contribute to a balance and fulfilling life. Regular ethical and financial review. Continuously review financial practices against ethical standards using the responsibility, fulfillment index, and accountability score. Protecting financial health, because that's what we want to do, right? You got to look at the risk assessments and management. So regularly assess financial risk using the improvement strategy implementation success rate. Insurance and safety nets. You want to utilize ethical considerations in choosing insurances and financial safety nets, ensuring they align with personal and community values. And your overall financial strategy alignment with your goals. Ensure that all financial decisions are in harmony with overall life goals, from the womb to the tomb, using the Life Fulfillment Index. Continuous learning and adaptation. Apply the lifelong learning score to adapt financial strategies over time, in line with changing life stages as well as goals. By integrating ethical considerations and specific KPIs into each aspect of financial management, you can build, organize, and protect your financial assets in a way that is not only economically sound, but also aligns with your personal values, contributes to personal and community growth, and ensures long-term sustainability and empowerment. So, combining the ethical framework, KPIs, and financial management strategies previously discussed, we can address gaps in performance, inconsistencies, and enhance problem solving and learning processes. Here's how the, the combined approach can be applied. So we're looking at identifying gaps in performance and inconsistencies. Use your KPI, like the improvement opportunity indicator rate and the ethical growth rate, to regularly assess and identify areas where performance has not aligned with set ethical and financial goals. You want to implement a continuous feedback loop using stakeholder feedback scores and the responsibility fulfillment index to identify inconsistencies in personal or organizational practices. Enhancing problem-solving abilities. Apply the empowerment ratio and economic inclusivity index to access how well current strategies address community and personal empowerment issues. Encourage the use of ethical decision-making models, reinforced by the integrity index, to ensure that solutions are not only effective, but also align with core values. Improving learning process. Implement the lifelong learning score to encourage continuous education and adaptation in both personal as well as professional spheres. Use the personal development index to track growth and learning, ensuring that new strategies and knowledge are effectively integrated into practice. Enhancing application process. Utilize the strategy implementation success rate to evaluate the effectiveness of new strategies or changes implemented in response to identifying gaps or problems. Apply the life balance score to ensure that solutions and applications contribute to a balanced approach in all aspects of life, including financial, professional, and personal domains. Continuous improvement and adaptation. Use the improvement strategy implementation success rate to measure how well improvements are being implemented and where adjustments are needed. Regularly assess the income empowerment consideration and market fairness score to adapt to changing market and personal circumstances. Holistic approach to problem solving. Embrace a holistic approach, considering its impact of decisions from the womb to the tomb, using the life fulfillment index to gauge long-term satisfaction and success. Incorporate ethical, financial, and personal growth considerations into all problem-solving processes, ensuring a balanced and comprehensive approach. By applying these combined ethical, key performance indicators, and financial strategies, you can effectively address gaps and inconsistencies, enhance problem solving and learning processes, and ensure that applications and solutions are well-rounded, ethically sound, and aligned with long-term personal and community goals. This approach fosters a culture of continuous improvement, ethical integrity, and sustainable growth. So that concludes our talk for today. If this information was helpful to you, leave a comment. As we're looking at building our lives, becoming better, we're taking 1.6181 steps towards becoming better in our lives. We have taken our life assessment. We're looking at our values and how they align with the passions that we involve ourselves in, the line of work that we do. We're looking at raising our standards to raise our standard in life as well as in business. Y'all forgive me. It's just a rough morning this morning. Each business model is different, and you have to decide for yourself what works, what's going to fit you, what's not going to fit you. But you make a better decision when you're more informed and aware of where you are and where you stand at financially. That's going to give you a lot of insight as to what number it is that you need to fill the gap that you find, or what's the next step that you want to take, or what type of investments do you really want to invest in. But take the time to educate yourself and learn about it. I am pretty much a jack of all trades, master of none, just the master of my life. However, I encourage you to seek the information that is applicable to your life and your life business. You have to do an assessment to know what your needs are, where your strengths and your weaknesses lie, and it's your responsibility to, if you're not aware of where the resources are, where you can go to get the help that you need, then who do you know? Because we all know somebody that knows something about something, or we know somebody that works in a place that got the information that we need, right? So taking responsibility for your life business, your life decisions, and the overall outcome of the life that you live for you as well as your family. Because the decisions that you make today are going to impact your family somewhere down the line. So we want to make sure that you are making the right choices for your life. And I get it. Sometimes we start things and then we stop. This morning I shared with everyone a little bit about my story of how becoming a parent early, and realizing that in order for me to build a better life for myself and my children, that it required me to work a job, take care of the kids, as well as continue my education. The education paid off because was able to work in a field in which I enjoyed working, a field that has a large umbrella with plenty of opportunity to where you can help individuals if that's your thing. However, you can't do everything, but I did just about as much as I could. I did everything that was of interest to me, from child welfare to maternal child health to child care to geriatric care to working with the dual diagnosed and mental health field. So I have an array of life experience of dealing with different individuals in life situations. And everybody's situation, they may parallel, but they're not the same. They're not similar. They're unique. Our life situations are unique to us. But what I'm asking you to do is to take an assessment of where you are. And if you're having a feeling like there's more to life, that there's something more that you feel that you can be doing to make your life better and overall contribute to the world to make it better, start examining that. Start playing with it a little bit. Start doing your research. I've been at this quite some time. I came into the field um, and I got introduced to the industry during a time when I was caring for my mother when she had early onset Alzheimer's, and the process of helping her get her business in order, her life business in order, right? She wanted to make sure that we knew, and I think we talked about that yesterday. About she didn't want to be resuscitated, like wanted to she just wanted to go. She said, if God says it's her time, let her go. Don't be poking and prying on her. So we had to kind of digest that. But watching her go through the steps as she was aware that she was losing certain faculties. It was an interesting journey to experience and to go through. It caused me to really stop and really think and evaluate my life. What is it that I want to live? How I want to live my life. And then the experience of losing my son, that that made me ask myself, what was I waiting for? What the heck am I waiting for? I don't know. I guess I thought I was just gonna be a mom forever. Um, but pretty much we are parents forever. You don't get out of jail pass for that. But just overall, some of the different things that I have had been blessed to experience through my lifetime, I've learned the importance of how to invest your money, paying attention to how you're spending and managing your money, and putting your money in the best places possible that will give you a return on your investment. Um, and you can do that in a variety of ways. But I want you to take the time to really investigate your own life, where you are, where you're at, where it is that you see yourself 5, 10 years from now, and what steps do you need to do to take to get you to where you're trying to get to. Not that it's all about the destination, because it's not about the destination as much as it is the journey that you travel to get there. So as we're looking at the algebra of life success, what is your mathematical equation for your life? I shared mine with you, and we all have variables that impact our life in some kind of way or another, whether it's in intrinsic or external. There are variables that play a part, and we hold a responsibility in that. So if you don't have as much buying power as you would like, you may want to go back and reassess and look at your finances to see where you are. You may have leaks. You may have some gaps. You may not be balanced enough, as it says in your financial portfolio. So that's why I come to you every day, trying to bring awareness so that you will know and you can rest easier knowing that you are putting the steps in place to ensure that for the long term, if you are blessed to live to the ripe old age and enjoy your retirement and later years of life before we exit this world, you can have all your ducks in a row, so to speak, or at least have uh, your maze of a diverse portfolio that will be sustainable enough to ensure that you will have what you need in those times when you're out of the workforce. Nobody wants to work forever, but we all have to do something. But while you're working and while you are securing the bag for your family to take care of what you need to do, think about what is it that you're doing for yourself. This morning I shared my journey when I decided that I was going to come into the industry. I knew nothing about it, so I had to do a lot of research, and I did. That's how I found a lot of different leaders, and I got to participate in a lot of cool different educational programs that gave me the tools that I needed over time. And each course helped build me as an individual. And we're talking going from, it all started with Real Success Summit, where I met a lot of dynamic leaders. There I met, I got the pleasure to hear Les Brown speak, got to hear Forbes Riley speak, Miss, what's her name? Miss Sharon Lecter. I got an opportunity to see, oh goodness, John Letizian, and take his course on value proposition, and as well as, goodness gracious, why is his name skipping my mind right now? Okay, there's his name is skipping my mind right now. However, you get the picture. So from all of that, then I ran into Lisa Nichols, who's now Miss Lisa Nichols Hall. And she's a dynamic, and I'm still trying to practice the whole valley and the pause, and plenty of knowledge and how to do what we do effectively as well as proficiently. I am big on continuous learning because no matter how much I learn, I know that I still need to learn more. And as much as I know, I've realized that I don't know it all. So being humble in that sense and keeping an open mind moving forward as I'm building my life business, on the avenues of the road of helping individuals. We offer a hand up and not a handout. We don't want you to feel like we're just giving you charity. We want you to feel a part. We want you to come in and own it for yourself, and own your commitment and decisions that you make for your life. And we're going to help support you as you are taking those steps. Just like when our kids first start walking, they're a little unstable. They don't know. They might grab a hold to a sofa and take a couple steps and fall back down. Then they crawl over to the table, they pull themselves up there, and then they take a couple steps and then they fall back down. So as you're going through your process, because my process was a different kind of process, I entered the field, the industry. I entered the industry to better myself. I wanted to better myself. I felt like I was missing something. I didn't know exactly what. I knew I wanted to help people. I was already in the helping profession, but there's limits to what you can do within the policy procedures of when you're in the helping profession. This way, I'm able to help people in a fashion that where I think is more doable, without crossing any lines. Um, having worked with the population that struggle with addiction, homelessness, lack of resources for job, resources, and you know, uh, not having the skills to be employable. Um, there's a lot of work there, so you have to kind of like sit down and assess and see. I got to meet you where you are to help you get to where you're going. So depending upon where you are, and I'm just giving you examples. I'm not saying that this is you. I'm not saying it's not anyone's particular life. I'm just taking, I have over 25 years in the field, guys. So, I have a lot of different scenarios that I can use in this case. Um, when you talk about financial stability, it's so important because your finances is going to dictate where you live, what kind of car you drive, what school your kids go to, and what type of lifestyle you're going to live. So we all don't start out with a silver spoon in our mouth. Some of us start right from the dirt, get it from the gutter. So when you get it from the gutter, um, your journey may be a little longer. There may be some things that you might have to work through and do before you can actually get to the real doing that's going to be the effective part to moving your life and momentum towards the direction that you want to take. So if you if you depending upon where you are, see, because I don't want to I am a stickler for education because I believe that everyone has the capability to learn. If you can listen, read, and write and do some math, you can figure this thing called life out. You can figure it out because reading, writing, and arithmetic, the basics. But the more you practice, the more you go, the more you seek knowledge, the more you will obtain. And then you'll notice that as you're on this journey of seeking knowledge of self, seeking knowledge of becoming better, seeking knowledge of economic empowerment for your life, you're going to find that the more you seek, you might have a little bit more turbulence going on in your life. I don't know why that happens, but when you're on, what they say, when you're on a good fit, right, and you're moving towards becoming better, you're going to be tested. There's going to be times you're going to be tested. They're going to be challenged. But if you challenge you first, when that challenge comes along, you will maneuver it a little better. When we're looking at our life situations, one thing I learned is that comparison is the thief of all things joy. Do not compare yourself to anyone else. You're unique. It's your life. You have your own idea, vision of your life and how you want to live it. Most times the trick is to figure out how to put all the pieces of it together. We're here to help you walk through those phases and stages. But you got to know what it is that you're at least trying to go for. You got to have some kind of idea. Is it becoming better in your life? Just taking care of your health, making sure your mind is right. Is it that you want to possibly save a little more or maybe possibly start some new investments? Or maybe you just want to straighten out your credit and stuff, straighten out all your financial stuff because you're getting closer to that age to where you don't want to have a whole lot of financial worry and stress over your head. You may be in the process of paying off your home, paying paying off your car. So now we're taking some things off of that expense list because if the home is paid for, then you only have the property taxes to worry about, and that's quarterly. So you can save for that. If you take the car note off, take the car payment off, that's no car note, but you still have car insurance. Maybe you can create a savings plan to where now that you got the car paid off, you can save up the money to pay your insurance off for the year. So that will give you another savings. That's monies that you can allocate somewhere else that you're not utilizing over there. There's all different kind of ways to build yourself financially, but it's important to know where you are. We talked about the importance of identity theft and how someone could possibly use your name and without even you know it, or take your information and do something with it, and then you find yourself in a situation. So we want to make sure that we're teaching you how to protect yourself as you're going along and building your legacy. And we mentioned yesterday that legacy isn't always about um, monetary. Sometimes there's sentimental value. Sometimes there's those gems that are passed down from generation to generation that we continue to pass down. Family traditions, family traits, some good, some bad, but we want to pass down the good, not so much the bad. But you can't get the yin without the yang. So it's it behooves us to be more in tune to who we are as an individual. What is our morals, our values, and our principles? And does our morals, values, and principles and ethics align with what it is that we say we want for our lives? And are we prepared to receive it? That's what I wanted to say. Because along the growth journey, as you're seeking out the things that's going to enhance your life, make your life better, you have to pay attention to what's going on inside of you. You have to make sure that your star player is in good tip top shape to handle all that you're about to endure going on a journey. Some people have difficulty because we have this thing. It's a humanistic thing. There's nothing wrong with it because we all experience it from time to time where we want instant satisfaction, instant gratification, right? Instant gratification. But on this journey, instant gratification is a setup for failure. So we want you to embrace the journey and understand that gratification is coming, but it's down the road. So until you reach gratification, you work on you, ensuring that you're the best that you can be. As you're growing, learning, and healing, you're becoming better and more proficient in whatever it is, the adventure that you decide for your life. And that you're allocating and managing your funds and investing your funds in a proper manner, protecting yourself. You want to build, organize, and protect. That's what we do as parents, right? I don't know, am I talking to all parents or if not? But even as an individual, you still want to build, organize, and protect. It's your life. How you choose to build, how you choose to protect is your choice and your decision. I'm just here to provide you some information as to ways that you can build, organize, and protect your financial life plan and future. The world's changed a lot in just a little amount of time. And I'm pretty sure it's not changing, and neither are we. We're going to change. But I behoove you to really take it seriously and think about where you are and start taking the steps that you need to take. And guess what? It's like anything else in life, it's going to require you to do what you need to do. But only you know what you need to do because you're looking at your life. I had to do my life assessment. I had to look and see where I was and what I felt as though I needed for my life. I've made the decisions. And now I'm standing up and taking responsibility and accountability for the decisions that I made. And it's been an amazing, wonderful journey. I've met great leaders along the way that have given me the tools, skills that I need. This morning I talked about Breakfast with the Brand, which is teaching, which has Brand New University. I share with you guys all the time that I'm new to learning about this. And the more I learn, the more things, sometimes I'm learning so much that I get confused. So when you hear brand new, you really have to pause for a minute, right? What does it mean? Well, I want to invite you to come to Breakfast with the Brand live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. I don't know. He's everywhere. Sure. they're everywhere. They are everywhere. Join us at 7 a.m. Monday through Saturday. It's only an hour of your time. You can listen to it while you're getting showered or whatever, getting ready for work. Just to get some of the energy and the understanding. If you're thinking of entering into the industry, now is brand new the end all be all? Probably not, but is it an important tool and skill that you want to have under your belt as you're growing your business and getting better and more proficient in your business? Yes. It's going to bring it all together. It's going to bring everything all together. It depends on what you're looking for. I'm a curious bird. So therefore, I usually end up in places that I don't know. I end up in the most interesting places. I can't even say that it's places I don't belong, because I end up there and I feel quite at home and I get what I need to get out of there, and still a part of a lot of those communities, um, because we're all on the same path. We're all growing, learning. We're trying to improve our lives through our health, through our finances, and we're trying to live our best lives and help others to do the same. So that means that we're leading by example. So I'm trust and believe me. I'm not going to ask you to do anything that I haven't even done myself. First of all, I got to do it myself so I can be able to tell you how to do it. Because if I don't do it myself, I ain't going to understand too much. So, you know, I try to lead by example. Am I a perfect leader? Probably not. I don't even like the term leader. Um, I just like to think of myself as, you know, just your friend that is going to help you, help push and pull you to where you want to go. But the moment that you don't want to push and pull and you let go, I'm going to let go too, because it's too hard to try to pull someone to go somewhere they don't want to go. And just because I've been on this journey a little bit longer than you, just simply means that I've learned a little bit more than what you know right now. And guess what? Some of you may know some things more than me. And how dynamic is that if your expertise and my expertise find out that we're compatible and we begin to join teams and efforts and really begin to develop a plan on how we can really go out here and help bridge the gaps between poverty and the elite to ensure that equality is, as far as economics wise, we can kind of get rid of some of the disparities and disadvantages. I always root for the underdog, because for the longest time I have been the underdog, and I know what it is to have to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and really sacrifice and stick to your plan and be disciplined in order to get to where you want to get to. It doesn't always feel good, but it does feel good once it's over, once you done did everything that you need to do, and now you see the end results of what it is that you do. And even when you get to your results, it doesn't mean it's over. Continuous learning, continuously practicing the skills and the tools keep you fresh, keep you abreast to what's popping, what's going on new. Staying abreast to the new trends, because there's all different types of things. We done went from checking and savings accounts to what are they called? Digital wallets now. So things are changing, and we cannot evolve remaining the same. So that means as things are changing, we're changing, which means that we have to change also. So this has been a heck of a day, but without any further ado, and as I get better at presenting information to you and bringing things to you, because my how I view myself is I am here to infuse thought into your mind, give you some tips and things to think about as it pertains to living your life, and creating a life and designing a life that you want to live. If you want it bad enough, you'll pull out the pen and the paper and you'll get busy. And you start doing what you need to do to get it done. But if you're like me, wait a minute. If you're like me, hold on. I gotta put this in. I don't know. If you're like me and you teeter totter, you tend to take a little longer to act on the things that you need to act on. I encourage you to think about the time that it's taking you to contemplate what your next step in life is. However long that time is, that time frame that you're taking to ponder whether or not to begin the process, just know that when you do begin the progress, the process of becoming better, you're going to subtract that time that you took to decide, because you're going to see that that time that you were taking to decide were really crucial minutes and moments in your life that you could have started and been well on your way and going through whatever the process is that you're going to go through when you're doing it. I don't know about y'all, but as I'm getting my life together, there's some things that I do willingly, and then there's some things that I do have a little hesitantly. And I guess that's based off of my values and how I view it as whether or not it's important or not important to me. And we talked about that. We talk about all these different things because I know we're all going to be coming from different backgrounds, different experiences, different career choices, and things of that nature. So we're going to be a diverse group. And I want us to be able to come together in harmony and accept each other for who we are, and still be able to work together in a harmonious way and move towards our goals, not just the overall group goals that we set, but also, more importantly, my focus is on your personal goals for your life. I want to make sure that I'm doing everything that I can to provide you the support, tools, and the skills to help you create the best life that you want to live. And to encourage you that it's okay if you feel lost sometimes. Because if you get lost, you can get found. So, with that being said, I want you guys to, if you can, join us for Breakfast with the Brand Monday through Saturday at 7 a.m. With Sean Rais and his team, Bobby and Junior. Dynamic crew. There's more, but I don't know everyone's name to remember it. But these three gentlemen have impacted my life in a way where they pulled in all the loose ends for me. They helped me to focus in and become clear as to the path in which I'm going on, to make sure that I'm not being wasteful as I'm building my business, to be mindful of the management of finances and how I delegate and the different tools and tools that I'm going to need that I already have in place. So for me, it was like a check. It was like going in and doing a checkoff list. I did everything that I'm supposed to do, but there's still some things that I'm missing that has not brought the system together totally for it to run the way that I needed to. So as I am preparing to continue on this path and completing the course, well, the course is so far that I've taken, and preparing to continue my education, I encourage you to do the same. I I tell you, I share the ones, Peter Sage, that's his name. It came to me, yes, through Real Family Success, realsuccess.com, right? Yeah, Peter Sage. So I gave you a whole slew, and I only gave you a little bit out of that group because they do a lot over there. You get social media, um, you get social media, you get the investment part. You got two. You got Richard Harrison, and then there's another gentleman, Dave Mahoney, that does investments. And of course, I share with Dr. Boyce Watkins with you all too, because I follow him and took part in his one of his educational programs as well, that helped with the whole learning about stocks and stuff. But anyway, back to Breakfast with the Brand and the three dynamic gentlemen. As I am taking what they're learning me, what they're teaching me, and implementing it into my everyday, daily order of operations of continuing to establish my business and lay the foundation to ensure that everything is going to be built on a strong foundation and is sustainable. I encourage you to join us on a journey. It's fun. We all get to, talk about where we are and get what we need to take it and go back and kind of work on our businesses. So, without any further ado, I want to thank you for your time today. And I apologize if it kind of like teeter-totter went other ways. Today was a different day for me. I woke up in a different set. So, as always, you were a winner from the time you were conceived in your mother's womb. And you're born with everything that you need to make your life a success. Take the time to look at where you fall at on the scale, the economic scale, and wherever you fall at, what do you need? Where do you need to start beginning to build yourself? Because where you are, you don't have to stay. It's a choice. You're not a tree. You can always get up and move, but you have the capabilities of having a brain and a voice and some hands to get busy. So, and feet to keep it moving. So, therefore, I just want to say, have a wonderful, blessed, amazing week, ladies and gentlemen. We're in our second week of January. We're chunking out these 30 days. Um, it's amazing how time flies when you're having fun, right? So, as we're moving right along, I hope that you are sticking to the commitments that you set out, that you said you were going to do, coming from 2023 into 2024. I don't want you to lose focus on where you're going. If you need to pause and take a break and relax, that's okay. As long as you get back up and you can get yourself back on track to get you where you're going. Because your life is serious business and only you can live it. So you might as well start today. Have a blessed day, guys. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.